Hey guys, it's yours truly, back with another new Trains installment. Today is December the 16th, 2022. It is 7:36 p.m. Today is an epic day, not only because of this video, but because Avatar, The Way of Water, actually premiered today. And since I'm on vacation right now, I probably will see it sometime in the next couple of days. But let's jump into this video because there's a lot of equipment to cover here. Stuff that you're probably wondering, and stuff that I've been working on for the last couple of months. And yeah, I'm just going to jump right into it. So these 4 units here, you guys have probably seen them in various different stages of building. Two of these, the outer two, were undecorated. This used to be a Conrail unit, and this used to be a Santa Fe unit. Now, as you guys can see, they're all painted and detailed. And these are actually the first units I did all the detail work, all the custom painting from start to finish. And I think they came out great. Now, if you guys followed me on Facebook, you guys have seen these units going through the different stages of building and me adding different details on them. For those of you that didn't, these are custom made units based off of real locomotives that are in Saudi Arabia. So Saudi Arabia actually has Jeep 38-2s that ride on 6-axle flexi-coil trucks, and they're called SDL 38-2s. Now, the reason why they built them is because they have a lighter loading gauge than the U.S. railroads do, even though they use U.S. spec locomotives and cars and stuff. My units are SDL 38s. So these units were built using Jeep 38s. And they ride on SD24, SD26, SD35 trucks. And these are specifically built for heavy haul services like coal, limestone, and iron ore. But these would be mainly used on iron ore and limestone trains. And there's 4 units in this class. There's only 4 units like this in this particular class. So let's start with the prototype unit, which is number 246 right here. So this is the prototype unit, and usually the prototypes are labeled prototypes. So the paint that I used for all of them is Tamiya paint. I used flat white, and this is French blue, and this is what's that brown? I used dull red. So basically, to me, a dull red is basically like a Tuscan red in PRR, and then this is just gloss black, or semi-gloss black. But this is the prototype unit here, and she came out great. The decals are by Circuit City Decals. I designed them in Microsoft Paint, and then I send them to my buddy Matt, and he designs them for me. Wish the light was a little bit better, but I will have more videos of these units in the near future. And these all have DCC in them. They don't have sound yet, but they do have DCC. So that's the 246, that's the prototype. This is the 247. These are called the Keystone Units, and that's because they have keystones. And those are my custom PRR style keystones. I actually designed some in Microsoft Paint, but they didn't come out really good. But Matt's amazing. He made these keystone logos for me, and they really enhance the units, which is really cool. And then the 249 here. Oh, sorry. Go back to the 248. The 248 is actually technically a Jeep 38-2, but because I couldn't find another Jeep 38 to build with. But the story behind this one is this unit was heavily damaged in a wreck when it was, a Jeep 38. It was sent back to EMD to be rebuilt. EMD just rebuilt the hood using Jeep 38-2 parts. Wells Locomotive Works did the chassis work and completed it to make it an SDL38. So this unit is a straight SDL38. These three here are SDL38 AC, so these have AC alternators and AC traction. Now the final unit here is pretty much the most unique. This is an ex-Southern Jeep 38, and it was rebuilt to an SDL38 AC. It's the only high hood unit in this class. The front caution stripes here are from the microscale decals set for the Mid-South units. I actually like that set, and I like the decals on the Mid-South unit, so I said, why not just put that on here? Because I had some V chevrons I was going to install, and I didn't like that. So I just put that on there, and that's the front of the unit. And then the rear of the unit, I have my Keystone, and then I have the Mid-South decal right here. Now, this is for the N-scale Mid-South locomotives. If you wanted to make an N-scale one, that's the size decal you would use, but I thought it'd be cool to put the smaller one on the back, so that's what I did. And then moving on to other projects that I've been completing. You guys have probably seen this engine in some videos. It was a CSX unit. This one here is painted using, what is this paint? This is using Testors Flat Red or Rojo Mate. So this engine's using Testors paint, and I was experimenting at the time to find out which company would be best to use to paint locomotives. I'm not complaining about Testors, but I really like Tamiya the best. So from here on out, I'm using Tamiya paint. But this is Testors, and then the decals are a combination of microscale decals and my friend Radisson, who has the Alabama Central custom-made decals. So it's a combination of those two. And I got bored one night, and I said, why don't I just make this engine into something? So I decided to make this into an SW 1500 and make it into an Operation Lifesaver unit. This is actually the first Operation Lifesaver unit I actually did. So I did all the decaling, all the painting for it. It's Concord SW1200 drive, so it has the Kato drive in it, which is great. The undercarriage details are custom by me. There's separately applied copper piping and everything. This chassis actually used to belong to my SW3000 that I made like 10 or 15 years ago. There might be some videos of it. It was the gold switcher, but I don't know if there is. But when that shell got destroyed, I actually put this Athearn shell on top of that. Actually, when that shell got destroyed, I actually took this Athearn blue box shell and I paired it up with this chassis, and it's a great runner. It's a great puller. I got a new tower clip for it because the one at the rear here the one at the front here has been broken for years, and you know, I just ordered a new one. But it's a great unit, and I added these spark arresters to it because I thought that would be cool. It's a cool feature to have. So I'm really pleased with that unit. Let's see. I'm going to try to do this in such a way that I don't get things mixed up here. This is one of the cars I got from Stroudsburg. So I can flip this around so it looks right. So this is actually a model railroad. It's a 40 hobby years, so it's a railroad model Craftsman car. I saw this at Stroudsburg and I just had to buy it. I bought new trucks for it with metal wheels. I put long shank couplers on it, and it's in great condition. I mean, it's a Athearn blue box kit, but I've never seen one of these cars before. I tried to do research on it, and I didn't find anything on it, but it's really cool how they made this car. So that's one of the cars I got from Stroudsburg. Another car I got from Stroudsburg, it's way in the back here, if I can just get it out. I bought this one for two reasons. So, it's a Chicago and Eastern Illinois car, but it's riding on high-speed trucks, which I thought was pretty cool. So it's riding on high-speed trucks, and I bought it because anytime you see a boxcar, and this is my personal preference, anytime you see a boxcar with high-speed trucks on it, yeah, you gotta buy it. So, and it was dirt cheap too. I mean, all I had to do was change the couplers on it. So that's the car that I bought from Stroudsburg. And then another car I got from Stroudsburg is this one. This is a custom painted Athearn Blue Box kit. I added the Kato roller bearing trucks to it, put KD couplers on it, and it's the paint job on the sides are pretty good. The roof, it could be a little bit better, but I'm not going to complain about that too much. But it's a free rolling car. I like it. It's really cool. And then another car that I got is it's a rare car. This is the Bath Hammondsport Railroad Company. It's called the Champagne Trail. So I'd never seen this boxcar before. Actually, the only time I seen it was at Stroudsburg, and that was over like a several week period. Like every time I would go there, I picked this car up, put it down, pick it up, put it down, pick it up, put it down. Eventually I got tired of just picking it up and putting it down, and I eventually just bought it. So I put shelf couplers on it. It's got etched metal details on it. It's a great car, and it's an unusual paint scheme. I mean, I like it. So that's another reason why I bought it. I will put these back on the track properly when I'm done though, but for right now I'm just gonna, yeah. And then this is a car I custom decal. This is my first Alabama Central car, hence first Alabama Central locomotive that I decaled. These are, my friend's decals that he gave me, and I thought they was really cool. Although when I bought it, it's a Genesis car. I think when they put this car together, someone left a screw in there because it's rattling, and that's not supposed to be like that. So yeah, but it's got functioning roller bearings, which I actually painted. So if you can see that, I actually painted the roller bearing caps so that when they turn, you see them move, which is pretty cool. So let's start with the SD14 here. SD14R, I should say. So one of the problems that I had with the Walthers SD7s and SD9s is that the railings are so dainty on these engines. So what happened with this unit was, when I first bought it, the railings on the front here were totally junk. And what I did a couple nights ago is I rebuilt them. I forget what size wire that I used, but this is piano wire. I'm sorry, not piano wire, guitar wire. This is guitar wire, and the gauge of the wire actually is the same gauge as the plastic handrails on the unit. So when I get paint, I'll go and paint these the appropriate colors, so that it'll be done. And then on the back here, this railing over here was missing on this side, so I had to bend a new railing right here, and I will glue that in and paint that appropriately. So that's just a unique feature that I have for that engine. It's one of my favorite engines too, because it's my first proto chop nose unit. Oh, and I put the Mid-South decals on this one as well on the front, because I wanted to break up that nose being just plain black. So, and the Mid-South decals are pretty hard to find now. I mean, you might find a couple, but they seem to be pretty hard to find. I know you guys are chomping at the bit to know what these are, so let me get these situated, because these are some pretty unique trains from Japan. And let me try to get these uncoupled, because I don't want them. There we go. Alright, let me put that there. Okay, So these are Japanese diesel rail cars, and they're called Kihas. So Kiha is spelled Kiha. So this is their equivalent of the RDC Bud cars, but they're actually a lot more advanced than that. So there's two different there are multiple series of Kihas operating in Japan. There's even a high-speed version, or several high-speed versions, which you could basically think of it as an RDC on steroids. But these are some of the older types. So this is called Kiha 81. Let me double check that. Correction. This is a Kiha 82. This is an 82. And if you look at the details underneath, so that would be one engine, that would be another. And I added all the separately applied details to them. And they even have little information board signs that light up with the lights. The wipers, for whatever reason, are left unpainted. They're like a dark gray, which doesn't really fit the model, so I painted them silver with Tamiya paint. This is a Kiha 80. So the Kiha 80 actually came a little bit before the 82. And if you look at it, it kind of reminds you of an F unit. They actually called these bulldogs in Japan because of the nose. This whole section here actually had the diesel engine right in the nose. So there was a diesel engine right here in the nose. And if you look at the roof details, the Kiha 80 has slightly different roof details than the Kiha 82 over here. So these pipes and everything were a dark gray, and I used Tamiya's bright silver, and I used Tamiya flat gloss or flat clear to seal it all up. And when you use the flat clear, it actually blends in with the roof pretty nicely. And there is a coupler behind that shield right there. And then this here is an intermediate car. It's the 028. It's the 028, but it's an intermediate coach, but it's also powered. Well, in real life, but different details. Full interiors on these, by the way. Now, these cars separately go easily over $100. The Kiha 80 N cars go for almost $200 by themselves. By themselves. These go for a little bit over 130, maybe 140, depending on who's selling them. But you can get these in like a powered set. So this can come in a set, this can come in a set. This you have to buy separately. And the thing is, you can buy them and interchange them to make different types of trains that operated in Japan. I didn't pay $100 a piece for these. I paid, and these are brand new by the way, $30 a piece for these three cars. I paid 120 bucks for all three of these cars. It's an eBay store called TRAINZ, TRAINZ. Paid $30 a car. Brand new. Not joking. That's the reason why I bought these, because they were so cheap. Because I've always wanted these, but I never bought them because buying them, you know, just buying these two by themselves is almost 300 bucks. And then if you throw this in there, that's another $80 to $100. That's $400 just for three cars. And none of them are powered. So that's why I never bought them. But when I saw these for sale, I said, you know what? I'm buying them. So all I need to do now is just buy a power car, which I did months and months and months ago, but unfortunately, when I contacted the seller, he said that it got shipped out and the shipper sent him a message saying it was damaged in transit. So, he refunded me all my money, but the thing is, he never really took the listing down anyway. So, yeah, but I got a full refund. But anyway, I'm going to have to buy a full car basic set because that has the power car in there. And I'll just have a 7-car train, which I was planning on making a 7-car train in the future anyway. But, now I'm definitely going to make one. Yeah, they run about about $450 for a 4-car set. So, it's not too bad. But yeah, this is my third Japanese type train that I bought. I don't have the ED14 box cab anymore. I still got my Nozomi 500 Shinkansen. I still got that, not getting rid of that. But this is my third Japanese train. Then we have my Intermountain Mid-South Jeep 10. This is my first and only Jeep 10 that I have so far in my collection. This was custom painted by my friend Radisson, and he did an amazing job on it. It's got sound and DCC, and it's a great engine to play with. And you guys have seen clips of it before, previously. I'll be right back, guys. So yeah, as I was saying, Radisson did an exemplary job on this unit. He used a combination of powders and oils, I think. And it's a great runner too. I'm really happy with it. And then let's pull this engine up here. Let me, it's getting kind of crowded up here. It is getting crowded. Let me just turn this on. So this is my former undecorated, now decorated P5A box cab electric number 4701. So this is actually the first Broadway Limited and the first Broadway Limited box cab that I own. It's also the first electric that I actually decaled myself. And Circuit City Decals did the decals for me. The numbers here were the trickiest to place because I didn't remove the railings at all, but that was so difficult to do, but it came out great. I'm thinking something could be put here, like a giant keystone or something, but I like it the way it is. It's a great engine, great puller. I do plan to get another one of these. I want to do a full repaint, but I don't know if I'd be able to do that because, I don't know if I'd be able to do that, but it's a great engine. No issues with it at all. And this was a fun project. Actually, took me a month to get these guys done. And then shortly after I did these guys, I did this guy here. And then I did this guy in between. So I think I did, he was kind of in between these. So, yeah, pretty cool. Now, this engine here is the newest edition. this here is Seneca and Lake Erie SD40-2 number 4206. Now you guys have seen a video of this engine, and it's based off of the most unusual SD unit you'll probably see, which is NREX number 9204. That unit was actually, it used to be a SD45T-2, but when NREX rebuilt the unit, they used the prime mover and the hood from an ex-Southern or Norfolk and Western SD40-2, and this was an early SD40-2, and the traditional Southern roof-mounted bell at the rear was still, the bracket was still there, and when it was rebuilt, it was reclassified as an SD40-2. And with that rebuild, it actually became unique because it has the longest rear porch of any SD locomotive ever built, which is pretty cool. And the original owner of this unit made this unit for his railroad, and he sold it on eBay, was it last week? And I bought it. So there's actually a video showcasing how this unit is made, and it's pretty much titled Seneca and Lake Erie SD40-2. So it'll show you exactly how he built this unit. It's a Kato Athearn hybrid. So the truck's fuel tank, chassis, side sill, all that's Athearn. The nose, cab, and long hood, all that's Kato. And then the motor is a Kato motor. So it's smooth running and quiet, as you guys could see here. And it's got a Tsunami mobile decoder in it. I think I might change it to a Digitrex decoder, which is what I have in my M420AC right there. I can never get enough of that unit. I mean, that's a nice unit right there. There is another one that's going to be made, though. Keep in mind, there's going to be another one. But back to this unit. I am going to get another decoder for it if I can, but if not, I'll leave that one in there for now. And I do plan to build one of these, but using the new T2 drive, like in my tunnel motor, which is back here. So let me see if I can pull this guy up just a little bit here. There's not much room to work with, but I'll make it work somehow. So this is I actually lost count. I think I have 6 or 7 tunnel motors now, but this is the latest one I did. This is the 9306. Out of all the tunnel motors, it's the only one that has the Keystone logo on the front, and I also painted the plow red. This is an NREX unit. It also features the new T2 drive, so you can see through the rear radiator grills. And I bought this engine maybe about 2 or 3 months ago. So this is how long I've been holding on to stuff, guys. Yeah, there's been a lot of stuff going on, a lot of moving parts going on. So this is what I've been working on. Oh, and since it's the holiday season, I decided to make a Christmas train. So this is actually the first car of my one-of-a-kind Christmas train. And actually, the funny thing is, this car actually started all this custom painting with Tamiya paint, because I bought this car solely as a test car to test how Tamiya paint would look on an undecorated HO train. So the roof and the trucks and the frame, that's all testers. That's the tester's flat red. The silver is Tamiya bright silver, and it's got a flat clear coat on it to dull it down a little, but it still has that shine, which I wanted to have. I wanted it to have that, but you know, this car was a test car, and as I started making it, testing out these paints, I had the idea. I'm like, hey, make a Christmas train. So this is the first car made for my Christmas train. So the Christmas decals are from Microscale, and then the ER&W and Keystone and that are from Microscale, Circuit City. I'm sorry, Circuit City. So, yeah. This is what I've been up to, guys. This is what I've been doing. And I'm thoroughly impressed. I do have some more things in the works. Um, but after that, I probably will just slow it down for a while. I actually, to be honest with you, I have slowed down on my buying considerably. Um, I'm just trying to save money, save up money, and I have enough already. I pretty much have every single train that I wanted in my collection right now. I do need to get a couple more things, but I'm pretty happy. Oh, one other thing. The Seneca and Lake Erie unit didn't come with a box, but it came in like a clamshell sleeve, and I actually bought an Atherogenesis box for it. So this engine here has a box now. So, oh, I'm sorry if I'm jumping around a little bit, but these are Christmas lights. So these will be from my Christmas train. I just gotta find the appropriate passenger cars to get everything. So once I get the appropriate passenger cars, I'll start working on that. Maybe I might jimmy rig a Christmas train up somehow before it actually becomes Christmas. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this installment. I know there was a lot of stuff to cover, a lot of mini breaks in the video because, things were going on, but this is what I've been working on. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. You guys be cool. God bless, and have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Bye, y'all.